day started off with us heading west out of Buffalo on US 16, known locally as the Cloud Peak Scenic Byway. I should explain how this came to be. Paul and I are participating in the Tour of Honor, which is an annual self-directed rally that consists of over 500 veteran and first responder memorials across the 50 states. This year, Wyoming state sponsor George Stanfield hosted a regional meetup that happened to coincide with my return trip, so we agreed to meet here in the middle. Sometimes you need some outside perspective to make it all work out. I was racking my brain to try to figure out how I was going to make this work when Paul suggested we just ride out to Ten Sleep, Wyoming to pick up the Tour of Honor site and then go back to the meetup, and that's what we did. The meetup was nice. It's always good to see fellow Tour of Honor riders out and about. It was also scheduled to provide a meal at the Wyoming Veterans Home, which is a great cause. Sometimes the best part about a plan is not following it. Yesterday, when discussing the routes and plans for the rest of the trip, Paul revealed that he had never visited or let alone ridden the Black Hills of South Dakota. As I stated earlier, as most motorcyclists have come to realize, the Black Hills are motorcycle nirvana, so enter Plan B. We headed east on I-90 and US 16. We of course stopped at Maverick for a fuel and a snack, along with a bit of roadside maintenance, as one of the Harley-Davidson's pipes was moving a bit more than normal. As we entered the Black Hills, we were greeted with the impressive Crazy Horse Monument rising out of the surrounding forest, welcoming us to the Black Hills. We finished the day off at the Bumpin' Buffalo Saloon in Hill City, South Dakota, 350 miles closer to home. We started the day off early, both to avoid traffic and because I am an infernal morning person, according to some people. Regardless, Needles Highway at sunrise is an absolute delight. It had seemed at times that we had the road to ourselves as we twisted back and forth along the switchbacks between the rock spires and the ponderosa pine. As I stated before, I consider the Black Hills of South Dakota motorcycle nirvana. The combination of amazing roads, majestic scenery, and phenomenal sights make this a special place. To share this with a good friend only adds to the experience. After the Needles Highway, we headed north along Iron Mountain Road through the tunnels and pigtails. I've visited Mount Rushmore many times. but seeing it up on the hill, across the valley, always leaves me in awe, with a strong sense of patriotism and pride. Paul was very focused on the road and curious as to why we stopped here.
Oh, shit. Look at that. Hell yeah.
Can't miss this.
I wondered why you were, I was looking over here on the left, going, what's so significant about that?
Paul and I rode down from the overlook into the park for a closer look. As I stated before, the Black Hills were my very first long-distance motorcycle trip back in 2007. 14 years later, it still has that same magic. No motorcycle trip to the Black Hills would be complete without a trip to Deadwood and Sturgis. We also picked up a few Tour of Honor sites along the way. Unfortunately, not enough time for Spearfish Canyon on this trip, so we'll leave something for the next time. Heading east on I-90 takes you to the world-famous Wall Drug. We stopped in for our free ice water and a slice of pie. And you can't ride this far along and not take the Badlands. Looking back, I'm not sure if I've ever traversed a section of I-90 between exit 110 and 131. The Badlands always calls me. Upon a recommendation, we stopped at Al's Oasis for the dinner buffet. Unfortunately, they were sold out of the sour cream and raisin pie. We finished the day off in Chamberlain by visiting the sculpture Dignity of Earth and Sky. With the sun setting across the plains, 350 miles closer to home, it was a fitting end to the day. When traveling, I refer to route calculations with the GPS as doing math. Today I had to add some geometry. In order to resolve the 391-mile distance along the hypotenuse from home to hotel, we needed to make some decisions. After brief discussion, it was determined that we would go east on Interstate 90, keeping us north in the cooler air longer. What we did not calculate was that we would have to ride through a storm. The rain was brief and uneventful. We turned south on I-29 and made our way towards Kansas City, stopping briefly for a fried cheesecake from the Sapp Brothers in Nebraska City. The epic 2024 BMWMOA Tour of Honor trip is now complete. 4,981 miles in total on the odometer, 14 days on the road. This was my longest round trip to date, and I can't wait to plan another.